Good morning, folks. Well, it's finally some nice weather, actually almost warm, and we're lambing. We are still a day ahead of when we're supposed to start according to the calendar, but we've had quite a few, so the calendar's obviously wrong. I'm just grabbing some advert for the tractor, but let's go down and have a look in the barn, see what's going on. Have you left the monster elsewhere?
Yeah, he's with Auntie Rachie.
Alright, what? Doing what?
Do you know?
Causing chaos, probably. That's the best part. No doggos. Oh, he's in there, look. He's in there digging up Grandpa's vegetable garden. Right, so let me talk you through what we've got here. Sheep to lamb are in that pen down there. As you can see, we've got through them fairly quickly. Now here comes Archie. Then as they lamb, they come through. We've got half a dozen pens here that they can lamb in. And then we've got a slightly bigger pen here just for them to get used to a bit more space, and then they go back out into the field across the road there. Well, you want to be careful coming in here, Archie, you don't get squashed by a sheep. So we've already put half a dozen sheep out over the last couple of days. For anyone that was watching Instagram last night at about midnight, we had all kinds of problems with this lot. I looked on the camera before we started dinner, absolutely nothing doing. Looked on the camera after dinner. There was 3 lambs in that big pen and 3 sheep all trying to work out who belonged where and who was doing what, and they didn't have a clue. So we had that sheep there. She had 2, although she was only paying attention to 1. This sheep here hadn't had a lamb at this point, but was convinced she had. She was trying to take this lamb here. This sheep is absolutely crackers. It's her first lambing this year. I've called her Stampy. Archie, you just keep away from this sheep because she's a bit scared at the moment. She'd had a lamb but didn't know whether she was coming or going. So Mum took that lamb into the pen over there. This sheep followed her in. So we then ended up with that lamb with the wrong sheep. It was only because I stood looking and watching them for a while I realised that that lamb belonged with her. We managed to get that slightly loopy sheep as well into a pen, and eventually she started looking to her 2 lambs, but she hadn't realised that she'd got 2 at that point. And then we managed to get this sheep started lambing at that point, and then needed quite a bit of help because he's absolutely massive. Aren't you, lad? Great big top lamb. And he was a bit too big for you, wasn't he, lass? She was really struggling, so we had to give her a bit of a helping hand. All part of the fun, really. We'll see what we can catch in terms of live action a bit later on. So we've got another one in the process of lambing just here. That big Shropshire sheep over there. Come on, hop along. She's got a bad foot, that Kerry, so she's looking at when she lands. This big Shropshire, you'll see she's got a purple mark on her shoulder, which means she should be having 2. be honest, I would probably suggest she's having 2 from the size of her. Right, we're going to try and sneak round Stampy. We'll have a bit of a crafty look at this sheep. Hello, number 6. Number 6 was in this pen. But you were being bad-tempered, weren't you? You were attacking the other sheep, so I've put you back in there. That's right, sheep. Right, I'm just going to take your water bucket out for the time being, sheepy. Don't panic. Just saves any mishaps, doesn't it? You can quite clearly see there's 2 feet coming there. So very soon we should hopefully see a nose. And getting the head and the nose out are the tricky bit. Once you, or the head and the feet rather. Once you pass the head, it all slithers out quite easily.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Right, we're just having a look, Archie, because I can see both its feet and I can see a tongue there, which is quite a long way out, which rather suggests to me that it's quite a big lamb, this first one. So what I'm going to try and do is just get the legs and pull them forwards. Because the problem you quite often have is it all gets bunched up like that, and it's a bit too big to come through the canal.
What are you doing?
He's helping the sheep.
Daddy's helping the sheep have a baby,
There's
Archie.
the second leg. First one's back in. Come on, let me have that first leg back.
Look at those, some little sheep and little lamb coming out, Archie.
There we go. Just pulling the legs forward like that gives them a bit more space. Come on, keep pushing, sheep. Push.
That's it,
Good girl.
look.
Well done. That's it, and again. There we go.
Look, Archie. Oh, big lamb. Look at that lamb.
Great big lamb, that.
And the doorman. Wasn't it the doorman?
There should be 2
There
lambs.
should be 2 lambs, yeah, there'll be another one in a minute, Arch. I'll just let her lick this one dry. And then she should hopefully have the second one herself. Assuming it's not such a big lamb. She's licking him dry, or her dry rather. It's ewe lamb, isn't it? And the lamb is already lifting its head up looking for that first drink. Ideally it can get to its feet for that. It's quite a big lamb, so it'll be a bit wobbly and not really knowing where its limbs are, but considering it's been born, what, 3 or 4 minutes maybe? It's not doing badly. Could be up in no time, but it's always a good idea to let them get one cleaned off and dry and standing up hopefully before she starts trying to have the second one. Hang on, that lamb's coming backwards way around, that is. That's 2 back legs and a tail there. Let me just see if I can give you a bit of a tug with that. It's going to come out relatively easily with it being the second one. Go on, sheepy, push, push, push. There we go. This is the big hazard though with backwards lambs, they get a lot of stuff around the nose. Come on, are you going? And then they can't breathe when they come out. Come on, you going?
Just having a little lamp pop out.
Come on. That's it, sheep. You get them going. There you go. He's breathing now. Yeah, when they come backwards way around like that, it can take quite a long time for them to push the lamb out, and then there's all the fluids built up round its head,
Yeah.
and it's quite gooey. And if they don't clear it off the nose straight away, they suffocate.
Breathe it in, so
Yeah.
easily chilled.
Well, yeah, it just suffocates them. It was a bit easier with that being her second lamb. It came out somewhat easier.
Yeah.
Very often when it's the first lamb, lambing them backwards can be quite tricky for them. Yeah, well done, sheepy. Don't stand on your brother or your sister, whatever it is. Sister. So there you have it, a live lambing, and went reasonably well. Could have gone much worse if we hadn't been here to keep an eye on it. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed that video. Get an idea of what we get up to when we're lambing. I'll do a few more videos as lambing goes on, show you a few different aspects. But yeah, give it a thumbs up. Let us know any thoughts you've got in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.